Are y'all ready? You ready to build some snowmen? Because that's what we're going to do in today's video. My name's Robin. Let's get into this first DIY. Snowman DIY number one is probably the largest I've ever made. You're going to need one of these pumpkin signs from Halloween, plaster chalk paint, and a piece of sandpaper to rub off all that glitter so I can paper the back. After 2 coats of plaster chalk paint, I wanted to give her a farmhouse look, so I'm drawing some shiplap lines using a ruler and a level to make sure that my lines are nice and straight because I can't draw a straight line to save my life. Now I am blending in those lines just using my finger. It gives it that extra little rustic touch. I'm using a child size hat from the Dollar Tree and using what I had handy, which was paper bag or plastic bags to stuff the hat. Of course, you could use old pillow stuffing. If you have the polyfill, that's great. Just use what you have. I then used my hot glue to attach the hat to the back and to the front. I then took the Hobby Lobby brand Southern Bluebell. I wanted to, first of all, kind of give some division to the different sections. I just dip my paintbrush in some water and then into the paint and kind of blend it in on a paper towel. And I know it doesn't show up very well right now, but you will be able to see it in the final reveal. It just gives a nice little frosty color. Now, here is a great tip. I drew in her face with pencil lines, and sometimes pencil lines, you just can't cover them all up with paint. So I erase those. You can still see them. I know you can't tell on camera, but if you'll erase them, then you don't have to worry about trying to cover up all those pencil lines because, like I said, sometimes that's hard to do. I'm using a black Sharpie paint pen for her eyes. And I just love creating these faces. She turns out absolutely adorable, y'all. I just love her. Welcome back to my subscribers. I love you guys. I appreciate you all so much. If you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. My name is Robin, and creating snowmen is probably one of my favorite things to do. So if you love snowmen, if you like what you see in this video, I invite you to subscribe. Click that bell to make sure you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I'd love to have you join our crafty crew. I love drawing faces on these guys. You can give them so much personality, and there's so many different ways to do it. No two can be the same. Now I'm giving her a cute little carrot nose using my pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly and a small brush. I know I've got an orange paint pen, but for the life of me at that moment, I could not find it. Now, here's another great tip. Go to Dollar Tree, get yourself one of the cheap liquid eyeliners, and all you're going to want it for is that tiny little brush. Bring it home, dump the eyeliner, wash out your brush really well. It is absolutely perfect for doing small details like eyelashes, eyebrows, on and on and on. I really like these Painter's brand paint pens from Walmart, and that's what I'm using to give just a little life to her eyes. Oh my gosh, guys, she is so, so cute. Now I'm using the Apple Barrel Color Cameo Pink to give her some rosy little cheeks. And I found the easiest way to do this is to put some paint on your brush and twirl your brush in a circular motion. it gives you almost the perfect circle every time. Of course, I still need to practice at it, but she just turns out so cute, guys. And then I do the same to the other cheek. To embellish her hat, I added 3 silver snowflakes, some greenery, and some frosted berries from the Dollar Tree. Then I cut a piece of fleece scarf, tied it around her, or rather hot glued it around her neck, added some buttons down the front, and oh my goodness, look how cute. And she is large. She is about, I believe, 26 inches, 27 inches from the bottom to the very top of her hat. You guys let me know what you think about her in the comments down below. All right, today's video is a part of the Snowman Showdown, hosted by myself and my great friend Janis from Craftastic DIYs. We have a great playlist for you guys to check out. It will be linked down below in the description box. You will get all kinds of snowman inspiration, so go check it out. DIY Snowman number 2 is a Snowman Strainer. I picked up the small strainer from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using the back of the strainer for the face. You'll also need some plaster chalk paint or whatever color you choose. Now, when you begin to paint this, you're going to want to put on thick layers of paint. And because it is a strainer and of course has holes in it, the paint is going to come through the other side. So you want to check periodically while you're painting the other side to make sure that the paint doesn't pool up. So you'll see me going back and forth there, smoothing the paint out on one side, and I just reapply it back to the front. And I do this, takes about 3 coats, and be very thick with your coats of paint. And I am painting the metal as well. Now, you could, for the handle, you could certainly add some rope or twine, dress it up a little bit. And that's what it looks like after 3 good coats of the plaster paint. Now, pay no attention to the brown. I thought I was going to distress it. I did not like it. Off camera, I went back and painted it with the plaster. So now it's time for his cute little face. I did the eyes just like I did before, except they turned out a little buggy. He looks bug-eyed to me. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But he does end up with a cute little nose. Just using my thin paintbrush once again. And this is so cute. You guys could get, they also have a large strainer, and I don't know if there's a medium size one or not. I mean, if you have one at home that you're not using, that would be great, but you could do a large one and a little one. These would be so fun hanging in your kitchen, which is where I'm going to put this little guy. And like I said, you can dress it up however you'd like. Maybe add a little bit of greenery to the top of his head there where the metal handle meets. That would be cute. I just left mine as he was. Now I'm putting on just some little dots for his mouth using my same Sharpie paint pen as before. And then, y'all, I got this white paint at Dollar General, and I do not like it. I don't like it. It goes on so thin. You have to put on so many coats of paint. I wish now I had just used my white paint pen. But I made it work. I just wanted to give you my opinion of this paint that I got from the Dollar General. I was not impressed with it. So I make him some rosy little cheeks using the same method and the same color paint that I used before. And isn't he adorable? Let me know what you think about him in the comments. DIY number 3 is a snowman candle holder. I gave this wine glass 2 light coats of the Rust-Oleum Frosted Glass spray paint. Then once that was dry, I brought it back in and gave the stem 1 coat of black chalk paint. If you're interested in the Frosted Glass spray paint, I do have it linked in my Amazon store below, so you can check it out if you'd like to. I picked up this folk art glitterific holographic paint from Walmart, and it's supposed to dry clear, but yet, leave some sparkle. And since it is Christmas, I like to give some things a little bit of sparkle. So I took a regular paintbrush and started applying it. Now this stuff is thick. And I'm wondering, did I get a bad bottle, or, cuz it's not going on and showing up very well. So I read the directions on the back of the bottle, and sure enough, you are supposed to apply a very generous amount in a dabbing motion using a sponge brush. So I went back and did that. Now it was not dry at the time that I decided to do his face, but as y'all know, I'm not very patient. So I'm just giving him the same face that you've seen me do before with the oh gosh, the orange paint. And I will say that this frosted glass paint, it takes markers, paint markers, and paint very well. It's really easy to paint over. So here we go with just some little dots for his mouth. And oh, he's so sparkly and so pretty. It was still a little wet. But now that it's dry, it's absolutely beautiful. I want to know what you think about this. Is this something that you'd like to try? For DIY snowman number 4, we're going to need a drop cloth, which you can pick up anywhere. Walmart, Lowe's, Harbor Freight. I cut a piece that was 22 inches long and 15 inches wide. And I will give you a tip that before you ever try to work with the drop cloth, wash and dry it twice, or you will be miserable trying to work with it. So to make my seams, I'm using a combination of Gorilla Super Glue Gel and hot glue. And I make a seam up both of the long sides because we're going to need to stuff him. So I left the top open. Guys, I so appreciate you being here with me in this video. I hope you're enjoying the craft so far, because as y'all know, I love making snowmen and just crafting in general. So I took an old pillow from the house, and that's what I'm using to stuff this. I don't know what you want to call him, a snowman sack, a snowman pillow. I got this inspiration kind of from Hobby Lobby. Um, Mine didn't turn out exactly like theirs, but like I said, this was, I used theirs for inspiration. Um, but once I got him stuffed the way that I wanted him, as full as I wanted him, um, I then, of course, closed up the top using a lot of hot glue. And then you'll see that I tied him off with some rope like I'm doing right here. And I tied knots, several knots to the front and to the back. And then I also used hot glue to secure that rope even more. So if you are enjoying this video, guys, I'd appreciate it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you joined our family. As y'all know, I have a goal to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I know I can get there. You guys, share this video out, leave me a comment. All those things help YouTube push my videos out even more. So I know I'm going to hit this goal, and I just know I am. I know I am. And you guys leave me the absolute sweetest comments. I love reading them. And actually, when I'm doing these videos, I feel like we're just a bunch of friends kind of sitting around a big old craft table, making stuff together. Um, a lot of y'all, I feel like I've gotten to know, and I just love that. We got a great community going here, and I just want to say thank you for that. So I take his hat, which I think is I got a man size hat for this one and glued it down all the way around. And I didn't really need to stuff his hat with anything except what was left over at the top of the drop cloth. So that's what it's actually stuffed with. I'm then taking one of these large sponge dabber brushes that I got from Dollar Tree and just some black chalk paint, and I'm using that for his eyes. And you'll see I didn't really get full coverage. It was kind of hard to do with him stuffed, but he ends up really cute. I did go back and off camera with a paintbrush and fill in the eyes completely with the black. And now I wish I'd kind of left him like this because it gives him more of a rustic look. And I was going for a rustic farmhouse kind of vibe here. That's why I love drop cloth. I mean, you can tea stain it, coffee stain it. Um, I mean, the possibilities are endless. And like I said, you can make so many things with it, especially this time of year. You could make small snowmen, go the real rustic, primitive country farmhouse kind of vibe. And like I would love to take some of this and coffee stain it and maybe make some smaller snowmen, like bowl fillers and things like that. I think that would be really, really cute. Then I take the medium size sponge thingy and use that to make the dots for his mouth. And I love him. I love him. I don't know if he's my favorite. You guys will have to stick around to the end to find out which one is my favorite. But if you are loving this video so far, leave me a Santa Claus emoji in the comments. Oh my goodness. And he does set up. He would be cute sitting under your tree, on your couch, by your fireplace. What do y'all think of this drop cloth snowman? For Snowman DIY 5, we're going to need some tin cans. Now, you see I have 3, but I only use 2. The first thing I did was soaked them in some hot water with Dawn to remove the labels. They come off really, really easy that way. Then I'm taking some 80 grit sandpaper and roughing up the cans to help the paint to stick better. Because we all know sometimes paint and metal doesn't really have a really good relationship. You could use spray paint. I end up using chalk paint. Now, the third smaller can there, I was going to use for the hat, but I ended up going a different route. Now, when you're using your cans, you want to make sure you use a can opener that's got that, that'll leave a smooth edge, um, especially if you're going to be using the lids of the cans, like to make a hat with or something. Now, once I had those sanded down, I wiped them off with rubbing alcohol, got them really clean, and gave each one of them 2 coats of the plaster chalk paint. I am going for a really country, rustic, almost kind of primitive look here. You don't have to do this. I'm using antique wax to kind of dirty him up and rustic him up, but that's totally optional. You don't. I know there are those out there that don't like that kind of look. This just happens to be my thing. So I put it on with a brush and then take a paper towel and wipe off the excess. And I do this all over both cans. And there were a couple of spots where I got kind of heavy handed. So no big deal. Just took some more plaster paint and covered that right back up. And I do the same thing to both. Now I'm going to attach the two together using my Gorilla adhesive spray. This is really good stuff. I like this. So I just put the smaller one on top of the big one and hold it in place for a few seconds just to give it a chance to get a grip there. And now for the face. And I think because this is a tin can, you might be better off using a paintbrush. Um, it was a little hard, with all the grooves and stuff, but it 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 wasn't that bad. Now you see for the hat, I used a either came from Dollar General or the Dollar Tree, and I just glued that on the same way using that Gorilla Spray adhesive. And guess what? I found my orange paint pen right there for the last one. I found it. So I'm just using that, of course, to make his nose with. I wished I'd have found it earlier. But anyway, he turns out really rustic, just the way that I wanted him to. I love him as well, but he's not my favorite. He's not my favorite. Stick around. You'll see which one's my favorite. If you do craft fairs or, like to sell your crafts, you could make a bunch of these. These would be absolutely adorable. And I think they'd be really good sellers. I cut a piece of Dollar Tree scarf and glued that around his neck, like you see down there, and just little dots. I think dots work better for a primitive little snowman. And here we go with the final reveal, guys. My favorite is the blue snow lady. I love her so much. I love the expression on her face. I like them all. I'm pretty proud of my little snow people in this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed them as well. Be sure to let me know what your favorite snowman is from this video. Know that I appreciate you guys so, so very much. You mean the world to me. And until next time, y'all go get your craft on. Bye. If you're still in the snowman mood, check out the video I've left for you on the screen, and I'll see you over there.